Today, I really want to break something, and I don't care whether it's the game or my computer, we're gonna do it. Now, unfortunately, turning my explosion size way up didn't really seem to have much of an effect, so I need to seek other options. Because nothing can ever just be easy. So a current explosion size obviously is about this big. Does a lot of damage, but I want so much more. Because my computer fan doesn't kick on till I do at least 5 of these. Okay, so now if I've installed this mod correctly, I should be able to upgrade my weapons even further. This is a standard size bomb, and we have the option to turn it up. We are going to start with just the regular bomb, because my rocket launcher may still need some adjustments. We'll go ahead and test this guy over here and see exactly how big of an explosion it makes. I still feel like that's a little bit unsatisfactory. I mean, it's pretty big, but I can definitely do bigger. And I may still know a way to do that. Good news, after messing around with a whole bunch of different things and entirely reinstalling the game, we can make explosions bigger. Currently, I've got it turned all the way up because it's kind of hard to undo the upgrades. But to give you an example of what that's going to look like, we're going to fire it at the corner. And then we wait. But not for too long, the game is actually handling this surprisingly better than I thought it would. As you can see, it rips a hole in time and space itself. If we manage to look up, we'll see exactly how far the blast radius goes. I'm pretty sure this destroys the entire building all by itself. So we may need a little bit of adjustment as to how big the explosion is, but so far I'm very happy with the result. Because we actually get an explosion and the game doesn't crash, so I really couldn't be happier about that. And we finally destroyed the building. I've been wanting to do that forever, and all it took was one little nuke. Well, to be fair, we didn't quite get that back wall, but a second bomb will probably take care of that pretty quickly. That's pretty comprehensive damage. It went all the way out into the courtyard, it destroyed my gate and the entire building, so let's try it on a different level. Hasn't everyone always wondered what would happen if you fired a nuke at a boat? We're about to find out. Oh, I almost missed it. That would have been embarrassing. It definitely destroys that, and the game handled that very well, probably because there's not much to destroy other than the boat. So obviously, the more things the explosion interacts with, the more the game is going to lag. So back to our favorite house. And just give it a minute and we'll see what the damage is. Do we need to make it bigger? The game is still handling it, but it's not really destroying the houses that badly. Like, if we have to use 2 bombs to destroy a single building, the bombs aren't big enough. I need to turn this up more. I'm thinking maybe double the size. We're going to lose a bit of performance, but if we have to, we can turn the quality down because I want results, damn it. So the difficulty is, how do we tell if our explosion is actually twice as big as it was before? We pointed at the lighthouse and hope for the best. Did that go through the window? Oh, it was so close. Either way, that lighthouse is probably about to be obliterated, and I suspect the explosion is bigger because the game is acting a little bit slower this time around. Wait, we're getting somewhere. We might have to turn this down to about 150% of what we're supposed to have. Yeah, I think the game's given up on us, so let's try that again on lower quality. Well, it doesn't really look very good, but we might get the performance we need to destroy this lighthouse. Hopefully, it's a little more agreeable to this massive sized explosion. So far, we're getting more or less the same result, so I might have to tone it down. Yep, even on potato settings, the game ain't having it. So finally, we're on potato settings at 120% maximum damage. And like so many things, I have a good feeling about this one. This one should actually work somewhat well. Or maybe not. I really don't know what I'm doing. But maybe this is the problem. I think that little circle you're seeing is the blast radius, so anything within there is currently being exploded. The game doesn't love that. Is that a fire I hear? We're getting like a frame every 3 or 4 seconds, and I'm pretty happy about that because we're finally seeing something happen. Maybe the blast radius was still a little bit bigger than I thought, because not only did it destroy the lighthouse, but also these cabins in front of me. But in saying that, we've all seen the lighthouse destroyed a million times before. Let's try something a little more unique. After attempting to take one last look to admire the damage we've done, everywhere we look, something is wrong. So this looks like it could be fun. A building with functional stairs? It's what I've always wanted, though this does look like something I would build. It appears to be made out of some sort of brick and metal. I just want to see how hard these are to break, so we're going to throw a few pipe bombs mostly through the building because I'm stupid, but so far it's holding up. Wait, I think something's happening. Probably shouldn't have been standing in the building when it collapsed. We finally made a building fall down. But maybe this time, let's see if we can watch it fall. The blowtorch is ineffective against brick, at least at this stage. But what I want to do is destroy this side of the building, that way it falls into that building. So a little bit of a controlled demolition it is. It's all about getting it to lean just a little bit forward, and then it should fall like dominoes. A very large and dangerous game of dominoes. It might already be leaning. We definitely have stuff falling from the top. I think it's just about ready to go. I had to reset my shotgun damage, so I need to get pretty close to actually hit it now. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. The little building that could. What is touching the ground? Is it you? Yep, that's all that was holding the building up. Ooh, that's fun. The whole thing falls and the computer doesn't love that one bit. But what about the other building? You're supposed to touch that one. I've got a fun idea. Not really sure how I'm gonna make it collapse once I'm on top of it, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Kinda wish I had my remote explosives right now, because I have no idea how to make this thing fall down now. Maybe that's not true. What if I put a plank here and then hang it over the edge? Can I stand on this? There we go. This is genius. I pushed myself off with the board. Well, let's get it close to falling, at least for now. And the building is also on fire, so I'm kind of limited for time suddenly. Alright, just got it. I slide right off that. That's not fair. I don't want to run all the way back up there. Okay, well, here. Let's do it the quicker way then. Oh, didn't mean to get both of them at once, but that's kind of a cool visual. They both come crashing down together. Forgot how big the explosions were. I wish I could have just used this for all the levels in the campaign. It would have been so much easier. Need to destroy something? Just click. It's that easy. And they mulch themselves into nothing as they're falling. That's very satisfying. Always find there to be something very satisfying about the very first mission in this game. I don't know what it is, but I just like to complete it, and I've never been able to do it with a bomb this big, so I'm pretty excited about this. In goes one little bomb. Barely even needed to open the door for that, but I think that's going to take care of our house problem. And also do the landscaping and probably renovate the construction site next door. If the game ever gets there. That's a pretty big ask at this point, because look at all that grass stuff on the ground. Here we go. It just took a minute to collect itself. It had to figure out what to do with all these particles. And the trees and the house. Everything just kind of warps away, and I'm very happy about that. Might need to turn the explosion size down just a little bit to get a little bit better performance. Is the mission done though? It hasn't given me any notification yet. I'm not entirely sure if we destroyed the house yet. And for some reason the ground is peeling up in front of me or something. I don't know if that's kind of a shockwave or what it's supposed to be doing, but that's kind of a fun feature. I'm going to try and walk a little closer to take a look, but I'm not really optimistic if we're going to be able to see much. Because for some reason the game is struggling super hard. My van survived, and the house is actually still too tall, so we somehow failed at our mission. But let's find some more people's custom creations that we can destroy. This isn't at all a creepy level. Throw and feed. Here you go. Whoops. But I'm determined to do it. Oh, we got one. Oh. It blew at the bottom. Anyways, I've turned my explosion size down to about 60% of what it was originally, so this should be a little bit easier on the computer. And we should be able to see a little better what happens. There we go. And that's still actually a really big explosion. And here we can see the different stages. Skeleton, skeleton with guts, and skin. So let's open this one up and see if that's accurate. So far so good. I feel like I may need a level with more stuff to destroy. This one's good and all, but we already destroyed all the people. In the mouth. Very fun. Let's try this building again with our smaller explosions. The game should be a lot more agreeable to this. Still struggling pretty hard, might be because of the rain, but we actually still get to see it fall in real time, so this is okay. The whole ground is moving. Not sure what that's about, but I'm pretty happy. I really enjoy this mod. And I feel like this is probably actually the kind of mod I would use if I ever wanted to finally tear down this entire mansion, which is something I've been dreaming about for a while. I'm just too lazy to actually do it. Because one little shot destroys a large section of the house. It even got part of this part of the house. I bet the game's gonna love this. So in theory, I could make the explosion a little bit smaller and get a little bit more performance out of it, but at some point I think we've got to find that balance. You know, for the amount of crap flying around, the game is handling this very, very well. And that's going to be a problem for me. As soon as this thing gets out of my way, we're going to fire another bomb way off into that corner. There we go. Any second now, my little rock of destruction will land. And then it's really going to make an improvement to the mansion. It actually looks like it's falling way short of where I wanted it to go. So that's probably just going to chew up a lot of that debris and make a huge mess of things. But I'm still very much okay with this. I finally achieved my lifelong dream of turning the mansion into a pile of rubble. I think we're long overdue to launch a nuke at this giant bridge. And it really just is a wonderful level all by itself, because look how high up it is. It gives you all sorts of vehicles to play with. So let's see what happens if we launch a nuke at that pillar. Probably going to make the whole thing warp, maybe not entirely collapse. Though I keep forgetting exactly how big these bombs are. That's probably going to knock the whole thing down. Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if it didn't. And I turned this all the way down to 60%. We were up to 120 at one point. No wonder the game didn't like it very much. Here's a curveball. Let's throw a nuke at these things. Let's see what effect it has on the vehicles and the bridge. Okay, everything fell down. Probably should have seen that coming. How is that thing still holding on? We gotta do something about that. That's just ridiculous. And my bomb missed. Nope, never mind. It managed to hit it. That's better. We're gonna drop the entire bridge on ourselves. I really like the possibilities and things you can do with the game like this. I just need more levels. And maybe to find a way to make my bombs even bigger, but still functional.